Donald Trump made a hero's entry, a headlining act on the last day of Republican convention for the most awaited acceptance speech. The first 15 minutes were dedicated to the life-threatening encounter and painting himself as a messiah, saying that he was the one saving democracy. He played the unifier card, but the next 45 minutes were classic Trump, slashing and dicing his opponents and playing to the gallery. So what did 92 minutes of the big Trump show look like? What are the 5 key takeaways from Trump's speech at the Republican convention? News9 Plus Decodes. The Republican presidential candidate spoke for nearly 90 minutes. He tried to come across as a unifier, but in no time tore into the Democrats, accusing them of taking the country into abyss. The grand old party celebrated Trump as a living martyr who dodged the assassin's bullet due to divine intervention. Invoking the Almighty God, Trump made it very clear that he avoided death as he is destined to be the next American president. Quite a build-up in the convention to set the narrative before the November elections. What was the biggest controversy in Trump's speech? Illegal immigration is the top issue for Trump and his supporters. He said that the country is flooded with illegal aliens and Americans are being squeezed out of the workforce. Twisting the knife, Trump hollered that they are coming from prisons, they're coming from jails, they're coming from mental institutions. He promised the largest deportation operation in the history of US. Trump's inflammatory tirade could spook the moderates and energize the Democrats. What is the biggest assurance made by the Republican nominee? Drill, baby, drill. Preparing to dump climate activists and Biden's policies, Trump assured that he will increase production of fossil fuel, ignoring carbon emissions, and roll back US commitment to climate change. The Paris Agreement could go for a toss, as the world's biggest carbon emitter could jeopardize the global action plan. What is the crux of Trump's commitment on his government's policies? It's basically reverse Biden's policies. Trump promised to alter current administration's foreign policy with a clear indication on America's current support of Ukraine in war with Russia. He promised to continue his work of raising a wall on the country's south border. Does Trump's 90-minute speech need a fact check? Well, with Trump, you need to separate fact, fiction, and fantasy. He went down the beaten path again, claiming that he was robbed of his second term in 2020. He claimed that the COVID pandemic was an opportune moment to cheat him. The overwhelming evidence in public sphere shows that the election was not a fraud. He asserted that hundreds of thousands are dying because of fentanyl brought by illegal immigrants. The number of overdose deaths in 2023 involving fentanyl was roughly 75,000. Illicit opioids are overwhelmingly smuggled over the border by US citizens, not migrants. Trump also claimed that Biden had destroyed America's energy policies. This claim is misleading, as under Biden, the US is producing more crude oil than any country ever. Did Trump overemphasize the assassination bid? The former president started off his acceptance speech with an underlying tone that he has returned from near death and was nothing short of a miracle. He said that he has been protected by God, and the faithfuls were quick to see it as a sign that he was only saved so that he could become the next president. "I am not supposed to be here tonight," said Trump, as the supporters chanted, "Yes, you are, yes, you are." Trump promised that he would recount the assassination episode only once. But with nearly 100 days left for the elections, it remains to be seen if he will use the terrifying encounter for political gain.